You're listening to Productivity Monsters in the Morning. We are the energy volt your real estate business needs to get you up and out and excited and productive for the day. We go over trending topics and things that really matter in the market of the moment. Here are your hosts, Tiffany Hampton and Brooke Silva.
Good morning, Brooke.
Good morning, Tiffany. Happy voting day. What is today called?
Happy voting day. Happy voting day.
Happy voting day, and a happy voting day to you as well.
I choose to call today Elect to Win.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
We're electing to win today by our topic.
Ooh, I love today's topic because you and I run our world by this.
Absolutely. So we're talking about systems, and more specifically, systems when it comes to our database.
Oh, so no, not Mac versus PC.
I have both. I like them both.
I do too.
And I'm a little confused. I do command on Windows and whatever the other shift on. Yeah, it's a hot mess. It's okay.
So today is systems that matter. Yesterday we talked about really turning our database into a data bank with a couple of really simple, small changes to how we work with our clients. Because if we're not using systems, are we truly bringing value to our clients?
We're definitely not bringing value to our clients, and we're also making our life so much harder.
Oh, I enjoy that pain point, actually. So much. I love to work harder, not smarter. Or we're in New England. Let me rephrase that. You got to work smarter, not harder. Like, come on, kid. Like,
right? Yeah.
I would love a few hours back in the day. And if using systems, models, and the tools we have meant hours back, woof.
Why wouldn't you?
What? I think I think they're scared of them. I think they're scared of the simplicity of our world. Because real estate, based on what HGTV tells us, is sexy. There's never full cat boxes or creepy things in the basement or mold or right
sunk in the barn.
Yeah, or somebody still asleep in the house. Those things, HGTV sensationalizes it.
Right, rabbit trail for a second. So I'm from Jersey. Those that know me know I'm from Jersey, and I was up here in Kennebunk, Maine, showing a farm, and the agent said there's a stick by the door for the rooster. I'm a city girl. I'm like, what does that mean? And
means whack the rooster.
Right. I've been in Maine for 24 years now. I was probably in Maine about 17, 18 years. So I should have known. This rooster came right after me. I knew what the stick was for at that point. No. Yeah.
But let's not be roosters. And let's not be crazy ladies from Jersey with sticks when it comes to bringing value and nurturing our clients. Because is our world fast, or does it take a long time? Like, I think that one of the myths about this world is that you get into business and you just sell houses. Mm-hmm. You don't. You don't. Because honestly, some of us come out of the gate so aggressive that we turn all the people off in our world, because instead of asking for help, we're not showing up for classes, we're not following the models, we're not doing the 36 touch, and we are just vomiting real estate on the people in our lives, and all of a sudden our Facebook feeds become nothing but real estate. We're not using a business page, and we have nobody to talk to because we're not cultivating.
Back in the day, the script that I was taught back in the day is you call your people quarterly and you say, hi, this is my quarterly call. This is a business call. The reason for my call is to ask you if you know anybody thinking of buying or selling real estate. Right? I want to just vomit every time I think of that. No.
I lived in the telemarketing world. The thought of going back to using my name behind tactics like that to talk, this is why I hang up on people, because of people like me from the telemarketing age.
No thanks.
No
So
thanks.
there's a better way.
There's systems, right? So, Tiffany, what are some of the systems that real estate tells us, successful real estate agents tell us to use when it comes to nurturing our clients and cultivating them?
So you obviously want the 4 most important pieces of information: their name, their mailing address, their phone number, and their email, right? Those are the 4 most important. And then you want to ask permission. I'd love to stay in touch with you. You know,
Right.
I provide monthly marketing reports of what's going on in your industry. Would it be okay if I occasionally reached out to you to discuss real estate? I also have a great vendor list. I'd love to share and just reach out once in a while and ask if you need anything. And maybe one of my vendors can help you, right? So when you're thinking about delivering value, you start with those 4 key pieces of information. And then you have to go into, okay, do I have permission to talk with you and not be a telemarketer?
Permission is really important, and we're not going to go all legal. We are not legal advisors on this, but if you are not clear on the TCPA, find your leadership, find the resources, and get really clear. So this means things like, just because you have their info doesn't mean you have permission to market your business to them. Just because you've had conversations with them or you see their name or info somewhere else, like the board lists that people love to copy and paste into their database, you don't actually have permission to email them.
It's a little pet peeve too, isn't it?
What?
Isn't that a little pet peeve of yours to put a real estate database into their database? Right?
It drives me insane. And while it was the way things used to be done, we all have access to tools that get things faster. If you're selling real estate or a realtor, you've got access to MLS and you can see the same things. The other thing is, realtors love to be spammy. They don't mean to be, but they're so excited to get their message out that they're not thinking about the person on the other side. So when you do something like select all, send, you may get unsubscribes or people marking you as spam because you're not hitting the right demographic for that message. It's not a message for all. And when you're nurturing and cultivating relationships, slamming me with 30 posts or emails about a house that just went, live is not the way to get to me, considering I may have just bought a house from you. So this select all, message for all has got to go. And we have to stop spamming our fellow board members. Like, we're all in this industry together, but it's got to be permission based, because if you're not gaining permission, we also don't want you to get in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. So how do you really spend the time cultivating and nurturing your database? Like, what comes to my mind is, if they're not thinking of buying or selling real estate in the next 6 months, what are you sharing with them?
Well, it comes to relationship building, right? So say for instance, my situation is unique, right? I have older children and I have 1 young child. So I have 2 kids out of the house.
Yep.
And I've got 1 left. Maybe I'm looking to resize my home in the next few years. That's not now. But what if you sent me information on financial literacy while you have children in college, or a college moms group, or you asked me just how my kiddo's doing or how I'm doing with them out of the house? The answer is miserable. I wish he hated it and he would come home, but we're not talking about that. I'm miserable without him. He's doing great.
I just sent my second off, right? Like, so I only have 1 left at home, and I'm like, don't you want to come home? She's like, no, I'm happy. I'm like, but I really want you home.
But if you're forcing and vomiting your own agenda and message on people, they're not going to get value from it. That's when unsubscribes happen. If I'm one of your clients and I start getting just listed emails from you a day after we close, I'm going to be frustrated. That's me. That might not be everyone, but it's not the right message. The right message is, you just bought a home in October. Do you know how to winterize any outdoor faucets, or to make sure the gutters are clear? Or, hey, remember you had a sprinkler system? Here's someone to speak to if you've never winterized a sprinkler system so you don't have any pipe breaks. You know, those are the things that will set you apart from everyone else, is that you know what's in the house, what your client needs are, and you stay in touch correctly through the use of automation and tags or flags, or however you are able to filter your people. And one of my favorite things is when agents say to me, I don't need to use those because I'll remember everything. Oh, how the mighty fall with that one. So it's a year in, you have 3 deals blowing up. It's 4 people's birthday. It's 2 home anniversaries, and you haven't wished those previous clients happy home anniversary. You haven't sent out a birthday card. You're trying to put out fires. You haven't done your 3 hours of lead gen. Guess what? Tomorrow, poof, gone. Not in your calendar. My favorite is you see that memory on Facebook and you're like, oh my God.
That's why I really love Command and what it delivers, because you have the ability to set the birthdays, you have the ability to set the anniversaries, and then you have the ability to set up the tasks and the smart plans. And it's kind of set it and forget it, right? You set it and forget it until you need it.
It's magic. I consider myself in my work world super organized when it comes to remembering things in my database and making sure things are really clean. But even those of us who are organized, if you don't have a system, there's going to be failure points. You could be sick. You could be with so many clients, or training someone new, or on vacation, that if you've got systems running to remind you to do things, someone else can pick up the ball and run with it too. There's going to be a point in your business where you're going to need help or leverage. And if that's as simple as getting help writing birthday cards out, the addresses for cards you already do things for, somebody else puts the stamp and address on and gets them out in the mail when they need to be, or home anniversary, or scheduling posts. There's something everywhere, everywhere to help you. And, you know, in our real estate world, those things are called drip campaigns. Specifically at KW, we call them SMAT plans. And they're my SMAT because they make the agent wicked smart. Not just the client has no idea what the SMAT plan is. And I always love when somebody has been in a real estate transaction recently and then they get into the business, because all of a sudden they're like, they didn't just remember. I was on a SMAT plan. Like, I love being in person or being on a Zoom when people have that light bulb moment of they care. But if they didn't have the system, would they care?
They wouldn't. It's not that they don't care. It's that there's 20,000 thoughts that go into your brain on any given, right? So knowing that there's only so much, and we're not supposed to be perfect, and we're not to know it all. So systems and processes, and people appreciate the fact that you care enough about them that you put a system in place to remember.
And this is not a soapbox moment. One of the ways we need to stay in touch and cultivate is through different types of touches, right? Varied touches throughout the year, not just only Christmas cards and Thanksgiving cards or pie events and all these things. It's systematically marketing yourself to them and staying in touch with items of value. Agents often say to me, they don't like the emails that are going out. But I'm going to tell you that's your mindset, because you don't know what I need.
Right.
And if it means that my name shows up in your inbox every 11 days, which is how long it takes for someone to forget you, every 11 days, you're forgotten. So if every other realtor is hitting them in their community and you're not, there's a problem, especially if they're considered you consider them sphere.
Right.
So it goes back to our perfection paralysis we talk about all the time. If you've got to just deploy and do and stick to the models, right? So if it means they get a monthly or a bi-weekly email from you, unless they have said to you, Tiffany, I don't like that email you send me monthly. I don't want to know what's going on in my neighborhood or community. I don't want to know what my neighbor sold their house for. I don't want to know what restaurants are in the area and what the rate, like, I don't want to know what my commute would be. Then that's when you have the ability to choose to send something else. But we really have to be careful about our own limiting beliefs when it comes to deciding what our clients want, because through the relationship is where you're going to find out what they want. But we sell real estate. We move real estate. We help people buy homes, and we have to send real estate emails. And our monthly neighborhood nurture is the perfect way to start that. And it gets your name in their inbox.
I want to talk about tags a little bit more because we talked about the basic tags, right? And I just want to give this hack out for everybody that may not know it. When you close on a house in 2022 or soon to be 2023, date the client, a 2022 buyer, a 2022 seller, right? And then at the end of the year, send them their HUD statement, their closing statement. Closing disclosure. I'm dating myself by saying HUD statement.
I know.
Sorry. So, because at the end of the day, they need that for their taxes.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably put it in a box when they were moving, and it's the last thing on their mind. So what kind of added value? So tag it that way. And then I would also add on the tags, what does it look like to, I love kayaking. One of my tags should be kayaking. I'm an avid reader. One of my tags should be reader. Right? If they are dog moms or dads, right? What does it look like to tag them with dog or cat? So when you see something cool going on or you read an article, you just pull up that tag and you send out, I saw this and thought of you.
I love that stuff. And if you've anybody's worked with me or seen my database, you know that I have a bazillion tags. And my tags are all not just where they are in the life cycle of real estate, or where are they in the life cycle of life? What do they love? What do they like to do? What are their hobbies? Where did they go to high school? Where did they go to college? Because say it's as simple as craft beer, right? We have so many wonderful craft breweries in New England, but if there's a big event coming up or something opening, and I see that, I'm going to be able to pull that list like you do with the kayaking stuff, and send out, hey guys, did you know that XY Brewery is opening up? I'll be there. I would love to see you there, right? I didn't ask them to buy, sell, invest.
No, it has nothing to do with real estate. And yet, because you're sending it from a system or from your email, what's on the bottom of that email?
All my KW stuff. All my KW stuff. And my tech coaching action for you guys is to start working with the automation that exists already and stop reinventing the wheel. So if you're not with KW, however you can put future tasks automated in your world, do it. Yep. If you're in KW, use the smart plans. If you go into the smart plans library, you can look me up by author and you can find all the ones I've created. But at the most basic, Keller Williams has created 10 smart plans that could be the only things you would ever need to run. It's as simple as quarterly call plan, birthday smart plan, home anniversary smart plan, long-term nurture, midterm nurture, open house follow-up, and monthly neighborhood nurture.
Yes.
Those can set you free, and you will never forget to contact people.
I mean, what is it? It's easy, not simple, or simple, not easy.
Simple, not easy.
Because you have
But
to
if you're listening this week, it's about our data bank, right? It's about, it doesn't hurt if you know the info. What is it going to hurt to send out an email saying, download my app, where you didn't have to design anything or do anything? Highly recommend you download your app first to know how it works. But what did that hurt? You don't know the value it provided until you get the feedback. So you've got to just rip the Band-Aid off and do. I was working with an agent a few weeks ago, and she is one of my favorite success stories. She was dual career. We set a goal to quit her full-time job, and she had capped already, and she was still hemming and hawing. And she was like, I don't know if I want to send the download my app. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. While we were working, I already did it because I knew she would never do it.
Right.
Do you know how many people out of her like 385 people we did? 44 people downloaded the app and connected and created a username and password and started playing with it. That's huge. And she's like, I'm sorry. I will just do now. Like, we have to sometimes show them the results that it's not. And I was like, oh, sorry, I already did select all it because this is a piece of value for everyone.
I think it goes something along the lines, don't put your limiting beliefs on another human, right? Don't do that.
Right. You just have people post about that. I think your thing exactly said, my limiting beliefs are not your limiting beliefs. Right. Or not everyone has my limiting beliefs is what it was.
Yep.
So if we stopped hemming and hawing, and we stopped having limiting beliefs about what our clients perceive as value, and we use the automation and the tools to help us be more human more often, man, would our clients feel so much more loved and valued. And do you know what the other really cool thing that happens when you start bringing value? This is my favorite. They pick up the phone when you call. Because they know every conversation is not, hey, Tiffany, this is a business call. Who do you know who's looking to buy, sell, invest, or make a move in real estate?
Right? I know.
That's my really bad Reba Realtor voice. Do you like that? That's all I got on a Tuesday.
A few episodes ago, we talked about the one, right? So like what happens with that agent who had 44 people download the app and one of them buy a house?
I'll let you know next week, right? Because we're meeting to see what happened.
Yeah, it's one more than potentially would have had she not taken that action.
And another really cool side effect of using automation and systems is you no longer have to think about who you're supposed to be reaching out to, when you're supposed to be reaching out to them, or the medium or thing you're supposed to be talking about. So especially in Command, and I can't speak for every other system that agents are using or not using, but in Command, if you use the smart plans, and every human in your world is on at least one or two smart plans, every day your lead generation, who you have to call, text, snail mail, it's a no-brainer because you've got a task list ready to go for you. And then you can go to networking events and have those appointments and do the lunch and close the deals, go on the appointments. But your lead gen is set up for you and you know exactly who to call.
Because half the battle of taking action on the lead generation is that you didn't prepare.
Right.
And everything we talked about today will support you on the preparation.
And if you want more help on this, tune in. If you're a KW, tune in on Mondays at 2 p.m. Eastern for our KW New England growth call, because another great way for you to bring more value is with engaging social media. And the crew at KWNE teaches you and guides you and gives you exactly what to post, what to say in the captions. We talk about how to reply and get engagement and what to bring back to your data bank. So if you need information on that, hit us up at PMintheAM at KW.com. It'll be in the show notes. And love on your people, right? Yeah. We are so much more than just realtors.
Yeah. Our affirmation, I will nurture and bring value to my clients every day. Clients, customers, friends, family. We just didn't want to add all those words. Your people.
No. And if PM in the AM is bringing value to you, drop a comment in our YouTube. Send us an email. We'd love to hear from you. And if you want us to cover topics, let us know. Tiffany and I have a lot to talk about.
And we don't want it to be the Tiffany and Brooke show, so please share.
Yes, or if you're in our region or in real estate and you want to be a guest on our show, hit us up in those emails. We would love to bring you on and pick your brain.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Alexa,
Happy Tuesday.
Go out, vote, make things happen.
And love your databank.
Love it.
Bye, Tiff. Have a great Tuesday.
Bye, Brooke.